We are here to do a video demo of the point of sale system we have for sale here. The system is provided by New England Retail Systems. It was purchased by one of our customers on a finance agreement. Unfortunately, the customer went out of business and we took the unit back. It has been in service for 6 months, so it has 6 months of the remaining no worries support contract on it, which includes overnight replacement for any failure that is not basically caused by accidental damage or purposeful damage to the unit or any of the hardware, and that can be extended for another 3 years. So we have our system up here. System itself, barcode scanner, which is a multifunction unit, both a triggered unit and a active unit that will have a pattern up so you can just scan anything. The unit, all the connections are made in the front, keeps cords out of your customer's view and out of your way. Our printer here, which is an Epson TM Series H5000 Model 2. It's a very nice printer in that it can print both a regular receipt and it can also print a dot matrix type receipt on any type of paper you have that can go in that. It can take full sheets of paper. So we're going to go ahead and just bring a standard stale in. The customer that had this was using it for a deli type operation, so there is some of their menu left in there. That'll all be cleared out before it ships to you, and all their original data is obviously gone. The unit has been wiped and cleaned. So we'll go ahead and tap a few items in. As you can see, we have this multi-menu system that allows you to have commonly used items nearby. We'll just do a miscellaneous item as well. And we're at our order, we know what we want. We can go ahead and pay for it. There are quick cash buttons, which are very useful. Index dollar amount up to $99. A 10 and a 20 are always your options. So if it was paid with a 20, just hit the button. Change to be returned is labeled right here. And it prints out a receipt, which I will try to get so you can see. We go ahead and put an item back in and look at this tender screen. As you can see down the side, we have cash, check, and this is assuming you're using an external credit card machine. This machine can process credit cards, so it was doing it. It was set up and it is ready to go to do that. It would just need one of our technicians to do the setup, which would be included in the original purchase if you wanted to do that. If you can see down there, we've got other credit card, in-house credit, user-defined, and debit card. These 4 credit cards, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and other, all just turn into credit, and there becomes a credit button when you're using integrated credit card processing. This is just set up for your tracking. Fast cash is always over here. We have a number pad. We have some options across the top. F2. If you have a keyboard, or this balance button, and the keyboard shortcut is also listed up there. We'll just put the correct amount in whatever I tap. If I tap Visa, and then balance, we'll do that. F3, the same, except for it's for cash. It says it was paid with the exact amount. F4, for check, exact same thing. F7 allows you to change, or to save the transaction, this button right here. What that will let you do is you can go ahead and you can just store it. So, a customer needs to go get their wallet, something like that, you can do that. You can either store it, or you can store and print a hold ticket, which is quite easy, and it just tells you it's stored. And then when you want to recall it, we're back at this main menu. Sales screen, which is pretty self-explanatory. We want to go ahead and do a recall. We want to recall an open transaction. And if we look at our thing, we can see that's number 1089, so we're going to go down to the bottom, recall it, and now we can go ahead and let the customer pay for it with their card. And you can see, because it's a credit card, by default it does just put a signature line on the bottom that can be turned on and off. Very easy. So now we'll go over some of the more advanced features. There are gift cards and gift certificates in this program. They are treated differently. A gift card is assigned as a number, and is a lookup type system. It's one separate system, whereas a gift certificate is designed, if you have paper certificates, well, it's an entirely different database. It runs differently. But they're both, you can use both on one transaction. You just can't, if you create a gift card, it will not show up if you look for it as a gift certificate, which is pretty normal. We also have the scanner here, as I mentioned. I'm going to go ahead and grab an item to scan. Alright, we have oat bar here, which is in the system. So, I don't know if you can see this, but we'll move it down here. Just pass the item in front of the scanner. If you have any trouble scanning, you can pick up the item. As you see, it's showed up, but you can pick it up. You can just pull the trigger and you get a bar, which is very easy for scanning. Crinkly items like these oat bars, other things like that. It's a useful feature. So we can scan things. We have our delete button right here if we make a mistake. We have a quantity button right here, so let's say that we're having trouble getting a second oat bar to scan, but we know it's the same thing. We can just hit +1, and now if the quantity total is 2, as you might be able to see, and the price is going up, easy as can be, and pay for it. And we always are told how much change, and we can either hit escape or just tap the clear button to come back to the home screen. Let's go ahead and scan our bar again. We're going to go into a couple of the other features of the system. So we're going to go ahead to tender the order like normal. But we want to print a receipt on a different form. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose a new printer by hitting printer. Choosing our slip printer. As you see, it will reset defaults after the current transaction. So we're going to go ahead and say that this was paid with, what's the user defined field right here. And now, as you can see, we have a blinking light down there, which is asking me to feed it a slice of paper. So we can do that. You can use duplicate, triplicate, whatever you have. It is an impact printer. As you see, it will notice it's there. And pull it out for me, and I have the printed version of what would come out on the top of the printer. You can also make these receipt printing changes by hitting the menu button, then file, then select printer, and choosing whichever printer you prefer. We'll go back to receipt for now. We'll go ahead and we'll show you how to do gift receipts, reprint receipts, and more. So we're going to go from our home screen and touch this menu button. Now, you have a few options. You can print the last receipt, view or print a past receipt, or a gift receipt. Gift receipt, pretty obvious. So let's say this last sale number 1091. It's a gift receipt. We just go ahead and pull it up and we hit OK. And the system will print out a gift receipt. Has some sample text in it. But as you can see, at the very bottom you have the key information, which is the purchase date and the sale ID. So with nothing but this gift receipt, I can go and look up a past transaction to do a return. By hitting return, I know it's number 1091. They're going to return the whole thing, and it's just as easy as that. And as you see, it's labeled as a sales return. Nice and easy. Good to go. We did never have to have the original information. The customers, the person receiving the gift never found out exactly how much it was. You could do a return, you could do an exchange, whatever you need. There are different protocols for doing that, and we do have some help videos available for that. So now we're going to go ahead and just pretend we're finished our day. Well, we'll show you. Print last receipt, we'll just print a copy of the last receipt printed. Whereas viewer print past receipts is useful because you can bring it up and you can say you want to look at this transaction number 1092. And there it is, and you can actually scroll through, so maybe that's not the one you want. You can keep going backwards until you find it. Print a copy of anything you find. Right there. And it's as easy as that. Now we'll go through the one last piece of register operations that you need to know for generic operation. First off, we don't have any security installed on this right now. It's always logged into one user. It's because it's not an active service. When it was, it did have it set up, but for demoing it, it's easier without. We do have a video of how the security works on the unit. It's very simple. Again, touchscreen operated. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to close the register because it's the end of a day and we need to figure out what we did. So we're going to ask it to print a 40-column receipt, print drawer totals, and clear the product database. And at the same time that you do this, if you are connected to the internet, as long as you have an active support contract, you are enrolled in NERS, which is a 24-hour staffed online backup system. When you do this closed register procedure, it will make a backup to our server, as well as the nightly backup, which occurs at midnight. Again, this requires an active internet connection. More information is about it in other videos and in the description. We're going to go ahead and close, hit OK. It's going to warn us that we're zeroing daily sales totals. That's fine, we want to do that. Hit OK, backup was successful. And now it's going to print the two slips we need. One shows sales totals, sales report, date, time, and then after that, for each terminal you have, you'll get a cash count, drawer total, which you can use to figure things out. So that's basically the basic operations of this system. If you have any questions, you can give our sales team a call or send us an email. We look forward to it, and thank you very much.